On today's episode of Identity, we revisit an interview with traditional healer and beautician Phiwokuhle Maila. We hang out with Phiwokuhle Maila and the Zandspruit Soccer Club. We review the Pope App and a Bob Marley documentary. And we wrap up with a track from Fab Future.
I am an individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
Molweni ndinamkele kwinkqubo yenu eniyithanda kakhulu eyenkolo ezahlukeneyo khonapha ku SABC 1. Ndingumsasazi wenu uViwe Gxwala. Identity has been on your screens for the past 3 years, bringing you 30 minutes of infotainment and spiritual upliftment. Letters and emails from you guys requesting we revisit some of our best interviews and inserts have been flooding in, and we as the team of Identity would like to grant all your wishes by bringing back some of the most memorable and inspiring guests and regional stories over the past 3 series. A guest interview we are revisiting today is with traditional healer and beauty therapist Phiwokuhle Maila. Usinika umbono ngokuba uyiphila njani impilo yakhe yobumoya nale yamaxesha amatsha eyasemsebenzini. Umpumimbethe uhlale naye phansi baphunga ikofi kwaye yahamba ngale ndlela incoko yabo. For decades, sangomas have been looked upon with skepticism, and our generation has made continuous efforts to steer clear of African tradition and spirituality. So much so that when one mentions the word isangoma, it often conjures up stereotypical images of an elderly man or woman dressed in African regalia throwing bones. Uma ngabe nawe unglabanye labacabanga ukuthi tangoma talkwati lotsatse lo lenhleti naye lomuhla. Phiwokuhle Maila is a beauty therapist by profession. She answered the call upon her life, and she is here to tell us more about how she juggles her mobile spa business and her ancestral calling. Welcome to Identity.
Thank you so much. Well, ukubita ngogogo is an acknowledgement to umuntu omdala lo engihamba naye, and it's also a sign of respect. Ma ubukhuluma nomuntu omdala ngewehle nje ukhulume noma kanjani. So it's a sign of respect. Yokuhlonipha nendlela lesi engihambe ngayo ngoba sengikhulile ehlozini.
Oh, okay. And bavamise ukuthi kuneligama futhi like labakubita ngalo bathokoza kwakho bese kuba neligama.
Mawuthwasa uthola igama eli acknowledge the spirit that resonates within you. Elami ngundaba zabantu. And it's not a name that you just randomly pick up. Ligama lelo eline pivotal role. Nakhona liqhamke imvelaphi yakhona ikhomba indlela leyo ehambayo.
Ngifuna kubuyele emuva kancane esikhulume ngaPhiwokuhle asakhula. Where did you grow up? How did you grow up?
Okay. Mina ngakhulela eDiepkloof ezone 1 eSoweto. Ngikhule kuyima umdzala from my mother's side. My parents separated. Khuliso mama. Mama was a single mother, and ngikhule tomboy, climbing the trees and all, and I guess yikho bangifaka kwi-girls' school. So I attended a girls' school
feminine a bit
to build me up, to walk like a lady and talk like a lady. And I had a normal childhood where I was loved and cared for. And also I come from a very staunch, a strict family. My grandmother is a disciplinarian. So bunga khonba negwegwe, you have to be proper.
But then what point did you discover ukuthi unelbito or ukuthi you have this ancestral calling? And when?
Bengihlukile kubo bonke abantwana, bengikhona ukubona lokhu okujulile ukudlula ilihlo leli elibonayo. Mina bengikhona ukubona lokho bekungakhoni nokuthi ngichaze as ingane.
At what age?
At a very young age, I could pick up people's personalities, which was rare, and the aura, whether it was welcoming or not. And also I kept to myself I still love ilwane and nature and the connection and also the principles and the lessons that nature teaches us if we pay attention.
You were raised in a Catholic family.
Yes.
And lesikhathini bazalwane and other faiths. Now uqala uhlanganisa ukhuluma ngesangoma abavami kuba so welcoming. How did your parents accept ukuthi wena ubitiwe and you're going to take the calling?
Being born in a family where you are liberal, where you can tap into things that you are curious of, even though it's not your way of life. So that was my first exposure to the traditional ways. You know, I feared chickens, and I also had the stereotypical, ideas that abantu abanjena, abahlukile. But at the same time, it made me curious. Ukuthi le ndlela ngoba abantu abansundu, and we're in Africa, and also coming from a generation where we were introduced as the early black students into your multiracial schools. So I had to take pride in who I am, and I had to stand my ground, and that meant I had to research about the essence of my people and my being. And from that acknowledgement, it opened up a new world.
And now you've got this mobile spa business. Usebenza ngebantu ngemtimba yabo. How does that affect msebenzi wako? I mean, how do you juggle the two? Ukuthi ngala you have this calling and ngala usebenza ngebantu daily.
It is challenging at times. I mean, from my beginning, I was a beauty therapist before ngibauko.
Okay.
So already I was tapping actually into a medium of healing, but through touch. Guma facials, guma body treatments, that's what we instill. And every client has to walk out having been healed.
Yeah.
It was difficult because you pick up ama energies. At first, bengakhoni ukuyichaza, and also allowing myself to read a lot. It opens up your mind, and you think, maybe if I do expose my thoughts, this person will also meet me on a certain spiritual level. Because bengithola umuntu sihlukile ngembala ngama beliefs, kodwa mangithinte lokho ngithola ukuthi hayi man kuneqiniso kuyahambelana.
And they relate.
So and also abantu abaza kimi know my beads now, and they also have to be open.
Knowing,
we're living in a society las hlukile, and in order, I feel, to live together, you must be able to open up to our differences and embrace them.
Now, Phiwokuhle Maila are the preservation of indigenous plants. Does it include seeds as well?
Well, at this stage, ama plants, snethelo is ngathi imithi eminingi that we have no knowledge of or have chosen to not acknowledge until kuprintwa kubekwa kupackagwa kuhlobiswa, then only then do we take time to actually have respect for that product. And you can heal yourself ngokwazi ngemithi ekhulile. Mawubheka amajarida amaningi la sikhule khona kunemithi eminingi ogogo bebazi thina, because of ignorance you don't know ukuthi lena ilapha lokhu, lena ilapha lokhu, le ilapha lokhu. And umhlaba, it's becoming a concrete jungle, and we need to go back to the essence of our being. And we are in Africa, where we are privileged to grow and cultivate such.
Okay, now because you and I need to sit and talk more about. You seem to be filled with information. So I'm going to play the if game with you.
Okay.
If you had to be in a reality TV show, which one would it be and why?
I think The Amazing Race.
Why?
Because I love traveling, and when you travel, it opens your mind to people's ideals.
If you could have superpowers, what would it be?
I think to create peace, understanding. If I could, I would end all wars.
End all wars. If you could have any wild animal as a pet, what would it be?
A lion. I'm a Leo. So yeah.
If a movie of your life was being made, which local actress would you want to play you?
I think Terry Petro.
Terry Petro.
Yes.
If you were a character on Takalali Sesame, which one would you be?
Moshe.
Also, you want Terry to play you, but you want to be Moshe on Takalani.
I have kids, so I'm subjected to watching all sorts.
I like Neno. Thank you so much, Pio.
My pleasure.
Thank you for spending
the
time with us.
Thanks to Mpumi for that insightful interview. Phiwokuhle is certainly an interesting and inspiring woman, and we wish her well as she continues to forge ahead with her career and her traditional calling. Let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we meet the dynamic Phiwokuhle Maila, who started the Zandspruit Youth Development Football Club, which brings more skills beyond soccer to the youth of this informal settlement.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back to Identity, your favorite morning multi-faith show with myself, Viwe Gxwala. Uba usanda ungena, sibuyele emva kwincoko yomuntu onguchwepheshe kozobuhle kwaye nobungoma, uPhiwokuhle Maila. Keep in touch with us on all media platforms and let us know your thoughts about today's show. Drop us an email to identitytvshow@gmail.com, send us a tweet or Instagram images @identitytvshow, and you can also be part of our family by clicking like on Identity TV Show. In today's regional story, we meet Phiwokuhle Maila, the founder of the Zandspruit Youth Development Football Club. In an environment where the future of its children may seem bleak, the soccer club offers hope, purpose, and motivation. Phiwokuhle is also the author of a book called My Life, My Africa. Let's meet him now as he shares with us about how his spirituality drives him to give back to the community.
This is my identity.
At the age of 23, Phiwokuhle Maila left everything he knew behind to embark on a journey of self-discovery. Little did he know that this was the beginning of a life-changing encounter.
Soccer club started in August 2008. It started with me asking a question, who am I? And I've had the kind of education that any child can dream of, and I've kind of gone along and followed, do this, do that, do this, do that, and got good marks at school and went to university and got a bursary at university, and everything was looking great. The promise of the BMW and the Tag Heuer watch, and everything should have been making me really happy, but it wasn't. There was a car accident. I just crossed over Chirundu border. I was in Zimbabwe, lost consciousness for 26 hours. It's the kind of thing you come out of and you start asking yourself questions like, okay, I should be dead, but I'm not. I should be brain damaged, but I'm not. I've been given a second life over here. Why?
Philaine's calling led him to Zandspruit, a township in the heart of Johannesburg. Undeterred by the community's poverty and squalor, Phiwokuhle knew that this is where God wanted him to be.
I just found it on my heart to start a Bible school, to just teach the people how to read and study the text and understand where the words are coming from before you hear it from somewhere else, how to question someone else because you're going back to the text. In that time, one of the young guys, Shimmy, and he asked me, Brother Phiwokuhle, I really want to stick around and do this, but I also got to go get work because I don't have work. And then he asked me the question that challenged the core of my beliefs. He said, this God that we're reading about, if I stay and look after the children, will this God take care of me? And I ended up saying to Shimmy, I said, my brother, that's what I believe. And I can't prove that to you, but the only thing I can do is say, I'll walk this journey with you.
Phiwokuhle believes that his life is not just about imparting the word of the Lord to the young people he works with. He also believes in passing on his knowledge and raising leaders within the community who will carry on this work when God calls him to move on to another community.
More important for me than building houses and, okay, let's play soccer and feed and clothe the children, is that while we're doing this, let me pour into each one of their lives, help them to get in touch with their own personal journey, their own heart, help them to understand their own inner voice, help them to develop the courage to follow that inner voice, whatever it is.
All of us, we have different callings if we all believe in God. I think mine actually is being a coach, which is in the side of ministry and changing the life of young people. That was always a wish and a dream within myself. to how can I give back to the community, how can we serve, and how can we help the people, young people, to realize and see the best out of themselves.
When we first formed the club, we called it Sangoma Masisonke. 1 soccer ball, 13 boys, and 5 years later, our first team is now playing in the SAFA Soweto League.
The reason why I'm involved with young people is that during my time, especially as a youngster growing up, I didn't have any opportunity whereby I can have a mentor who will mentor me and guide me in a right path. So when I look at the mistake that I've done when growing up, then I realized that it will be much important for me to come back for this community and help these young people to be a possibility for change for this community, especially Zandspruit as a whole.
From a team like a discipline. Siyakwazi ukushare manje as a team and isoccer obvious into eletamation tahlangane nathi sihlangane from umZulu nomXhosa sahlangana sabantu eyi1 eteamini.
Ngithola like isikhathi sokuzicabanga le free time lokuba nabangani aba right bangayenza iphuzo bangabhemi yonke lento ezisnacksnyana so like mangaphandle ngale kuba yenye life e different because ngaphandle crime yonke lento leyigcwele so mangapha kuba right yonke into ba great
na ga ke sheba ntwena benefit ya ka gore ganjwale ga ke ya ha e kontlunyaka pelo ga thabile ke kra benefit ya fetsa di benefit ka ofela ga tsona the more ke bona young people ba thaba ba gona ba le focus mo phelo ba bona ba gona wa chief se ba tlang sa chief then it means a lot to me than anything.
From ufileni into engigainile uthando basiphilele lothando lesasikhatha baspende nathi basikwazile ukuspenda nathi and into engigainile ukuthi sihlale sisonke nga avoid ama crime nento eziningi.
Honestly, I'm a praying man, and that is a daily prayer of mine, that the youth would just trust their inner voice, that they would develop a habit. As much as they go chasing after the bling, I just wish they'd go chasing after their own heart and finding out. Just ask that question, who am I? Because if you don't know the answer to that question, then you're lost and you're just pretending. So identity is just, it's the center of everything for me.
This is my identity.
Phiwokuhle Maila's story definitely reignites hope and ubuntu within us all. This is the ultimate purpose of identity, which serves as a platform to showcase the importance of such values and to celebrate our togetherness. Masiye entengisweni. Nxa sibuya, we take a look at what the world of apps and media has in store for us. We'll be back in a moment.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Yakwamkela kwinkqubo yethu i-Identity. Ndikubulele mbukeli ngohlala nathi. If you've just joined us, you missed out on a throwback interview with Mpumi Mbete and traditional healer Phiwokuhle Maila. And we also met the inspiring Phiwokuhle Maila, who runs a soccer club in Zandspruit. Now it's that time for our media review segment in What's Appening. Today we are reviewing a Pope App. This application software has all the Vatican information, from live stream videos to updates on the latest news and events. Let's now check it out in depth. The Pope App gives you the latest news and information on the Pope with a big photo on the opening screen and a visual style that is consistent with the Vatican's news. The app allows you to follow live streaming of papal events, receive notifications of important events, view papal photos, videos, add pontifex tweets, full texts of homilies and speeches, a calendar of events, and links to all the Vatican media. The app is able to alert you when live events are streamed an hour before and the moment an event starts. The notification system of smartphones has been beautifully implemented. All media contents are easily shareable on Twitter and on Facebook and can also be saved for later viewing. The language of content can be changed easily within the app to English, Spanish, French, Italian, or Portuguese. The addition of webcams is a great idea. The Vatican website already had links to those webcams, but they were hard to find. These live webcams give you a reason to launch the app on a daily basis, if only to check what the weather looks like in the beautiful Rome. This is an excellent app, definitely a must-have for any Catholic with a smartphone device. The app shows a lot of potential, and I think that everyone is eagerly awaiting future versions of the app for the various mobile platforms. Awesome app! I can read the news even if I'm offline, and content is easily shareable on Twitter and on Facebook, as well as via email. Thumbs up for that! Until you get an opportunity of visiting Rome and the Vatican, the Pope app is certainly worth having and using for now. If you are from the Rastafari community or someone that enjoys the vibe of reggae music, the next review is a documentary about the life and times of international reggae artist Bob Marley, which is available online.
Yeah, this is my identity. It is mentioned of in the Bible that there shall be a music that all people shall play and dance and sing with. What other music could that be? Reggae.
Bob Marley's universal appeal, impact on music history, and role as a social and political prophet is both unique and unparalleled. Marley is the definitive life story of the musician, revolutionary, and legend from his early days to his rise to international superstardom.
Me can help plenty people. In my life is just me, my own security. Them don't want it. My life is for people.
Are you a rich man? Do you have a lot of possessions?
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life.
Made with the support of the Marley family, the film features rare footage, incredible performances, and revelatory interviews with the people that knew him best. This is a definite must-watch. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Don't forget to tweet, comment on our Facebook page at identitytvshow or email us at identitytvshow@gmail.com. Sivala inkqubo yethu namhlanje ngamazwi womsasazi nosomashishini Oprah Winfrey. I've come to believe that each of us has a personal calling that's as unique as a fingerprint, and that the best way to succeed is to discover what you love and then find a way to offer it to others in the form of service, working hard, and also allowing the energy of the universe to lead you. That's it from me, Viwe Gxwala, and the rest of the Identity team. We end today's episode with Fab Future featuring Dugza and Smashes with Ijozi. Enjoy.